So today I want to kind of do two things in this video. I want to talk about and expand on a part of the video that we did last week, where I brought everyone that watches my videos, obviously, up to speed about what was going on with me, the guild, the channel, etc. Just kind of, I don't know, a little bit more casual direction for the channel. These ranty style videos where you guys can just listen in on them. And I'll kind of just throw things out there. But that leads me into the second part, the second thing that I want to talk about, which is that a while back we did a little series on the Marine Corps leadership traits. Things that as a leader, again, regardless of whether it's in World of Warcraft as an officer, guild leader, blah, 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 or in the real world, you're a manager, supervisor, team lead, whatever. And one of the traits that I definitely faltered and almost fell in regards to this trait being endurance. So, I guess to give a little bit of clarification, I had shared with you guys very quickly on the last video last week about how the raid group had kind of decided that, hey, we're not getting any new blood on our server that we were on, which was Arthas. Slim pickings, pugging a lot, not the best of experiences. And we had decided as a raid group that we were going to transfer to Area 52. We had some folks that decided they didn't want to do it. We actually had two groups that decided that they didn't want to do it, kind of. We had Group A, and I've talked about these guys, specific ones. They've been in my videos before, hopefully be in my videos in the future. That came to me, they said, look, we're just not interested in what you guys are trying to accomplish. Our goal was we want to be a little bit more hardcore, not killing ourselves, not cutting edge, but we do want to push that mythic scene a little bit more. We want to not accept players that aren't putting forth that effort and, just do better. I've talked about this before that, a new expansion is a time to kind of wipe the slate clean and do better. If you rated normal last expansion, maybe it's time you push heroic. You get, ahead of the curve. If you, did heroic and you really wanted to get into mythic, now's the time to do it, et cetera, et cetera. You want to be a great PvPer or whatever the case might be, now's the time to do it. And they said, look, we're just not interested in that. We have very busy lives. A lot of these guys are in college. They are working their ass off. A younger group of people, I would say. Maybe I'm just old. A lot older than they are. But these guys are going for master's degrees. These guys are starting their careers. These are young 20-year-olds that are starting their careers. And to go, hey, while you're studying and trying to get your master's degree or, that internship or that, that first career move that you're making, I need you to farm for mythics and all this, that, and the other. They said, we're not interested in it. We had a very, I think, in my opinion, a heartfelt conversation over Discord, where I said, look, you guys have been part of the guild for a long time. I care a lot about you, and I still do. If they watch this, and I'm sure somebody will stumble upon it, I still care for these guys. It sucks. I've admitted to them, and I'll continue to admit to them, to anyone that'll listen, that it sucks because these are guys that, I don't know that anyone did anything wrong. We just had different paths, and it sucks because these are some amazing players. And don't get to play with them anymore. At least we're not rating. However, we had this second group that I was talking about, and this is kind of what I want to talk about today. We had, it was somewhere in the neighborhood, I would say 4 to 5 raiders, that at the very end of BFA, they said, look, and if I take a step back, they had raided before. They had joined us. 2 or 3 of them had joined us. And then they brought, 2 or 3 of their friends to basically pug with us. They weren't very reliable, very skilled players. I would say as equally skilled as this first group, which, we've already kind of clarified this, but they're really good players, they parsed great. They did everything that you would want them to do as a raider. Not the greatest of attitudes, not the greatest of personalities, difficult to be around, difficult to raid with, frustrating, etc. Which they knew. I mean, and this isn't a secret. This is, they had certain opinions about how to run things, certain opinions about other people that didn't apply to them, which we found out, the rules for thee, not for me kind of thing, or my friends. I'll call you out, but if my friend is doing the same thing, it doesn't matter. And they had said, look, we don't intend to raid with you come Shadowlands. Much to my surprise, and doubly so, was that one of my raiders is, to my understanding, paid for some of these folks at the very last minute, like days before, if not the day of or the day before Castle Nathria came out, to transfer over to Area 52 and join the guild. Kind of surprised about that, wasn't expecting it. Again, good players, good raiders at least. Just a handful in the HR department, a handful in the blood pressure department. And last week, and I'm trying to keep my timeline clear, we hadn't been doing great. And I told you guys we lost a good chunk of the raiders. And I get a message from one of my raiders. And they say to me, hey, look, here's the deal. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been approached by this group of people that came over. They are getting their group back together. They have friends that are returning. They are also going to reach out to this other player in the group, in the guild, and try to snag him as well. They may reach out to you. They may reach out to your singular officer that I've talked about before, and see about getting you guys to come over. Now, I'll admit, we talked about endurance as a leadership trait. It's one of those things where you keep going, you keep grinding, you keep moving. You're not sprinting, you're running that marathon, and you keep going. And I've kept running this marathon since vanilla World of Warcraft. I joined Retribution in February of 2008. You guys do the math. Really long time. We moved servers a few times. We even have a name change because Area 52 apparently already had a Retribution. But I consider it the same guild this whole time. We've lost a lot of players along the way. So the idea of giving up on that was rough. However, we were stuck. We knew that we were going to lose basically half the raid team, if not more. We had some players that just haven't been cutting it. And I mentioned it in the last video, where I've had to straight up tell my raiders, like, you're not getting a raid invite until I see drastic improvements. We've sat people that have subsequently quit because they didn't get a rating spot that they didn't earn, and now they're no longer rating. Funny that you can follow people on WoW Progress. But yeah, it's definitely over the years, and I've admitted to people, when I joined the guild, we were really good. We were really good. And I am always critical of everything I do, whether it's these videos, even through the shitty comments about how long I run my mouth. My Dungeons and Dragons games, nerd alert. My work, my professional life, my relationships, family, friends. I think the dog just jumped into the bathtub. And very critical about how poorly, especially over the years, that we had been doing as a guild. And I'd have these epitomes where I'd go, it's not me. That I have given raiders the tools. I'm just not finding the right people. And I was tired. And sure enough, as one of my raiders said, I had gotten a message from the leader of this group. And he said, look, man, here's the deal. Exactly what my raider said. Want to tag along? And I said, give me some more info. Tell me what's up. And he said, look, here's the deal. Everything stays the same. Everything stays the same. you're just not the guild leader anymore. You're not the raid leader. You join our guild. Same raid days, same raid times. You are no longer any type of leader in any type of leadership position at all. You show up to raid, you do your job, you're done. And it's one of those things where I've had to think over the years, is it something that I could do? Could I step down from raiding? And I referenced the email back in Siege of Orgrimmar, 2013, I think it was, that my guild leader at the time, Shane, had emailed me saying that he was abdicating the throne, so to speak, because of the very same thing, giving raiders the tools, them not snatching the tools up, them not doing the job, them not putting in the work, simply that he was tired, that he wanted more, and that he knew that he could not just stand by in the same guild. He left the guild. He promoted me, left the guild, and I think very soon thereafter, I think he did better. Mythic, I think, was out at the time. Whatever the hardest difficulty was, he did it for a bit and then kind of just burned out. Yeah, it was something that I really considered. I had gotten that first initial group that we had talked about, 12 minutes ago now, had reached out to me and they said, "Hey, look, heard you guys are having some issues. Maybe we can put something together." And I said, yeah, it was maybe Thursday at this point, Friday, of that same week. So, last Thursday or Friday, I said, "Hey, yeah, let's put something together maybe this weekend. Miss you guys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera." I told this group of 3 plus me, 4 people. I made a private chat in Discord and I said, "Look, here's the deal. I can't tell you guys what to do, and I will not presume to tell you guys what to do. It's your $15 or your 100 and whatever thousand gold a month. It's your time, it's your energy, it's your characters. I will not ask you to stay. I cannot tell you to go. This is a personal choice. Nothing should sway it from my lips, from my officer's lips. It should be a decision. Take the weekend, etc., etc." And they chatted amongst themselves. I kind of stayed out of it. Obviously I had a bias, but I was also very tired. And I was approached, I think this was Friday night, maybe Saturday night. I got a message from one of my raiders, Mike. I think it was Mike, who said, "Hey, jump in Discord. We need to talk to you." So I jumped in there. I was expecting the worst, as I always do, as a personal flaw. And 2 of the raiders said, "Look, here's the deal. We've thought about it. We've chatted amongst ourselves. Apparently these 2 raiders had been doing Mythic Plus like all Friday or all Saturday. I think they did some raiding. Maybe Old War was out last week, time walking. And they said, we know that they will go on to do great things. They will probably kill some mythic bosses. They will definitely, their raiders will perform or are performing better than ours are. However, we can see changes in ourselves, our attitude, our outlook, the way we treat people, the way we talk to people. It has already affected the way that we see some of these low performers, where we are writing them off. We are talking trash. We're talking shit about them. We're not extending any help to them. We're not working with them. Some of these guys may be able to, fix whatever's going on. They just don't know how to. Maybe they need some motivation, etc. And they decided that they wanted to stay. And they said, "Look, we will do whatever it takes, whether that's recruitment, spamming." I think one of the quotes that Mike said was, "I'll spam Ouroboros every 5 seconds or something." And, I laughed. I said, "Please don't do 5 minutes. You'll get banned." And they said, "No, we kind of realized that the dogs are barking for some reason, that this isn't us, that this guild right now that we are in is us." And of course, it's rough. I mean, it's my baby. As stupid as it sounds, as nerdy as it sounds. We did lose my singular officer. He left. his progress right now, my understanding, I haven't been following it too closely because, it sucks. But his progress is on par with ours as a guild. We've recruited a whole new raid team, great outlook, great group of people. Some of them need some help, not going to lie. Some of them definitely need some attention. Some of them need a lot of attention. Some of them probably will never fix what's going on. But the fact is that I almost fell. I definitely tripped a little bit when it came to the endurance portion of being a leader. But I think that ultimately what happened was that over the years I had created an environment, a guild, a group, where I had the people around me that I wanted around. And so when I tripped and was falling down, somebody helped me. Somebody supported me, these two raiders. And we lost some, and we'll continue to lose some. We'll continue to lose and gain. But fact is that we're still here. So that's what's up. I don't know. Until next time, guys. I'll see you.